Welcome back, Mariners. This is going to be the instructional video on designing the N for the North logo and then assembling the anchor, which was completed in the last video, and the N and the logo together using a different process called assembly. So here we go. First step is going to be creating a new part studio, turning off the right and front plane controls to get them out of the way. Start a sketch on the top plane to then insert the image that you'll download. Let me just rewind for a second here on my thoughts. You want to make sure that when you're in the Google Classroom that you are in this area where you're downloading this, meaning just as a review, you got to make sure that you know how to right click on and open these things in a new tab or window so you can get this download option. So once you've downloaded that, you'll end up back in here, insert image, import that image from your downloads. I've already done that, so I'm just going to click on this, click down here, drag upwards, and place that image by clicking again. The additional step is I want you to put a measurement on this image using this dimension tool. If you click D on the keyboard, it'll turn the dimension tool on. You can click a horizontal line or two endpoints, but when you get this white box that shows up with the numbers in it, just type in 150. 150 millimeters is what I want these to be set and locked into. Noting that if you dimension an image, then this image is not perfect because there's white space on either of it. So I'm not actually dimensioning the exact width of the end, but putting in a measurement that I know would fit in my 3D printer if I trace over the top of this. And whatever I trace is going to be exactly what I get in full size if I put this on a machine to make it. So finish that sketch, click sketch again, click on top of it, and you'll have sketch 2 so you can hide sketch 1 when you want to do your trace work. And see what's going on here. This one's probably the fastest trace job because it's all straight lines. Just click this, or my preferred is to hit the L button on the keyboard to turn this on, start anywhere. Just making sure you're taking your time and being as accurate and patient as you can get. One of the tricks in the software as far as making your life easier that you can use is moving your mouse to align it to other existing parts of your drawing, like I just did there. That'll come in handy a few times throughout the course of this, and you'll just see me doing it. If I want to make sure that the alignment is true to the left side of this letter, if I move my mouse down, you'll see I get a dotted line that indicates, okay, I'm right over the top of that existing line down there. Click again. So in a case like this, you can get exact alignments. I didn't stop to do it, but like here, I want to make sure I'm at the same height. Move my mouse over it, and it'll show me where that height ended. Like here, if I want to make sure that these bottoms end at the same place, I can move my mouse over it, and it'll tell me where to stop. So those little alignment indicators are really what you're going to learn by tracing over the top of a letter like this with straight lines. If you extrude this, change this measurement to, let's say, 15 millimeters, and then you can right click on it, edit the appearance, give it that north blue, and it's going to look transparent until you turn the control off for the visibility on your sketch image. And what I had done in the last part was give it a little bit more detail by using this chamfer tool, changing the measurement to 2 millimeters, which is already done. In a case like this, I should be able to just click on the surface, and it's going to select every edge and put that bevel on there, which really cleans it up and looks good. And you can also turn the visibility of that off so we don't need it. So now I've got Part Studio I never renamed. Logo in. And I've got an anchor that's completed. And watch this. We're going to go into this assembly file, create assembly. This is going to be a bit, so I've got a lot of different parts that I built in here. Okay, here it is. What you can do is click your N and move your mouse over and click again, and it's going to place it. And then you're going to click the anchor, which will show up. All the things that you've designed are going to show up here. And you're going to click again over the top of the N and place that. So what we're going to do is pick 2 points on this thing to click this green check mark. I want to use a mate connector here and just pick a simple spot. Now watch this. I'm going to have to look for a blue arrow that's facing downward. And what I want to do is, I'm going to play with this a little bit. I want to see if I can get my corner here. And a downward facing, you got to hover around. It's going to bounce. It's going to do all kinds of funny stuff. But you pick the point that you want to lock. And you'll see where I'm going with this in a second. And a downward facing blue line. And I'm going to click that point. And then I'm going to go to this point right here. And I want to get an upward facing blue line to select as a matching point. And lock those two things together. Doesn't seem to want to. Click. It's not allowing me to pick those two surfaces for some reason. I guess I'm going to go back into a separate video and do this as a demo because I'm having an issue. I know I did this without having any of... Where are we at? Selected that. Okay, here we go. Never mind. For some reason, it was glitching out and not letting me select two surfaces. But what you want to do is pick two places in space that you want to match up. And actually, I don't like that specifically. I'm going to leave it for now so you can see it. But it didn't place it exactly where I wanted it. And I can right-click on there, delete that, click on a part, use this arrow to move the part away, and do it again. Meaning I can go back in here and see if I can pick 2 points in space that I really want to align. It's going to show that first click there. Let's see if I can go back to the original one that I wanted to use. There it goes. That's basically the way the logo works. It's a little out. There's a lot of different places you can use to lock those two things in space, but that's a whole nother level of practice in a 3D design program, is creating different components and locking them together. And there's different ways that you can make parts move in relationship to one another using that tool also. Sorry about that little glitch, but that's the part 2 video for how to finish a logo design using Onshape. See you guys soon.